First of all, let me welcome everyone to this press conference and the ceremonial signing of the project partnership agreement between the Pike County Fiscal Court and the Department of the Army for the Pike County, Kentucky Leviza Fork Basin Flood Risk Management Project for Coal Run Village. Before we begin, let me just recognize several distinguished guests that we have. First of all, we have Pike County Commissioners Ronnie Robertson, who represents District 1, Commissioner Jayson Tackett, who represents District 2, and Commissioner Brian Booth, that represents District 3. I want to mention them first because they have had a very difficult task over the last 2.5 years of straightening out a county that had significant financial and significant management problems. And this project is in large part due to their collaborative work with me to move this county forward. We also have Mr. Kevin Keene, Pike County Attorney. We have Mr. Lonnie Osborne, Pike County PVA. Mr. Rodney Scott, Pike County Sheriff. We have our Commonwealth Attorney, Mr. Bill Sloan. We have my good friend, Senator Philip Wheeler, 31st District State Senator. We have State Representative Norma Kirk McCormick here with us. We have Representative Angie Hatton. We have Representative Ashley Tackett Lafferty. My state representative, John Blanton, asked me to give his regards. He couldn't be here. John, as many of you know, is a minister and was called to officiate in a funeral service today. And obviously that takes priority over this. We wish Representative Blanton could be here, and we know that but for the other circumstances, he would be. We have the Dean of Kentucky's congressional delegation, my friend, the first person that called me after I was elected Pike County Judge Executive, Congressman Hal Rogers. We have his district director, Ms. Karen Kelly, who is a Pike County native. We have, on behalf of Senator Mitch McConnell, we have Ms. Donna McClure here. And we have Ms. Regina Jones here on behalf of Kentucky's junior Senator Rand Paul. In addition, we have the folks who are working to make this possible. We have Colonel Jayson Putnam, who is the new commander of the Corps of Engineers in the Huntington District. Colonel, welcome. We have Mr. Michael Keithley, the Deputy District Engineer from the Corps of Engineers in Huntington. Senior Project Manager, Mr. Kevin Nelson, is here. We have Jacqueline Monroe and Cameron Freeman, who are staffers, and we appreciate you all being here. My other partner in this effort is Mayor Andrew Scott, who you'll be hearing from later. He's the mayor of Coal Run. On behalf of Coal Run Village, we also have Commissioners Beverly Joe Osborne and Trey Deskins. If you all would stand up, and we certainly appreciate your all support for this. We have Pikeville City Manager Philip Ellswick, who's here, and we have Mayor Mike Taylor from Elkhorn City. I hope I didn't miss anyone. We do have some other folks from the business community we'd like to mention. We have Mr. Tim Hatfield, who is the CEO of Highlands ARH Regional Hospital. He's also the External Affairs Director for the ARH Healthcare System. And we have some close friends of Congressman Rogers that we would be remiss if we didn't mention. First is Marie Childers, who is one of the Congressman's longtime friends. We have Miss Terry Smith Walters here, and we have a lady who I have tremendous respect for, and I had the opportunity to work with when she was the director of the Big Sandy Area Development District, Miss Sandy Runyon. So I hope I've not left anyone out. With that being said, we've had a lot of issues in terms of job creation in Eastern Kentucky. And when this project was brought to me by floodplain coordinator Jimmy Kaiser, and he sat down and explained this to me, it became apparent to me, and with the full support of the fiscal court, that this flood-proofing project has the potential to create a significant number of jobs and infuse a lot of money into the Pike County economy. We started working on this, and I can tell you this much. We all have seen the devastation of flooding in the Big Sandy Valley. My parents' business was flooded in 1984 on May 7th. That's a day I'll never forget. And you know, the Leviza Fork floodproofing project that we're getting ready to start could have spared my parents and a lot of other families significant financial hardship and emotional hardship. We're seeing people now in Nicholas County that are trying to recover from flooding, and if anyone that's ever been through a flood knows, it is emotionally and financially devastating. A lot of folks here simply can't afford flood insurance. This project, as you'll hear in a minute, has the potential to create a substantial amount of economic activity. Let me just give you some background before I introduce our keynote speaker and the man who has done so much to protect the property and lives of the people of eastern Kentucky. The Section 202 project, the primary purpose of the project is to reduce flood risk within Pike County, Kentucky. The project was created as a result of the April 1977 flood in the Leviza and Tug Forks of the Big Sandy River Basin and Upper Cumberland River. The area has been impacted by numerous past floods, including those in 1929, 1957, 1963, 1964, 1967, 1977, and 1984. Due to millions of dollars in damages and losses from the 1977 flood, the Energy and Water Development Appropriations Act of 1981, Public Law 96-367, and subsequent legislation provided authorization for development of flood risk management measures for the Leviza and Tug Forks and the Upper Cumberland River. It is estimated that the Leviza Fork Basin in Pike County suffered approximately $100 million in 1977 in damages. The Pike County Fiscal Court is the sponsor for the project. The total potential cost, now I'm not saying this is how much we're going to end up being able to spend, but the project has the potential to bring $1.355 billion to the Big Sandy River Basin in Pike County, Kentucky. The stakeholders, the people who stand to benefit from this are the residents, the business owners, and local governments within the Leviza Fork Basin in Pike County, and the Kentucky Department for Local Governments. That's their county financing partner. I want to emphasize various points. The project consists of structural and non-structural measures along the Leviza Fork mainstream and tributaries, including flood walls at Coal Run Village and potentially North Pikeville. Those are referred to as structural projects. Over 2,000 structures are eligible for flood proofing or acquisition, including 6 public facilities, the Millard Vocational School, Pike County Public Library, North Point Academy, Johns Creek School potentially, and the Johns Creek Fire Department and Marbone Fire Departments. The non-structural component is voluntary. The project includes 2 structural projects, as I said earlier, the flood wall in Coal Run Village and potentially North Pikeville. The non-federal share, and here's the interesting thing about this, 95% of the cost will be picked up by the federal government, with 5% from the non-federal cost share being picked up, hopefully by the Department of Local Government and the project sponsor, which will be the fiscal court. The detailed project report was completed by the Army Corps of Engineers in July of 2011. The required economic and environmental updates were completed in September of 2020. The initial design of the Coal Run Village flood wall project began in October 2020. The project partnership agreement for Coal Run Village was executed in May of 2021. Design efforts are continuing through 2022, and that has been funded. The complete design for Coal Run Village, the flood wall, which will go through 2023, which is also funded. The real estate acquisitions and construction will likely begin in 2023. That has not yet been funded. So far, federal funds allocated for the Pike County project at Coal Run through fiscal years 2021, we've already had allocated $17.9 million. We received $8.4 million in funding prior to fiscal year 19. $4 million was received in fiscal year 2019 and $5.5 million in 2020. We received a $656,908 match from the Department of Local Government in June of 2019, and also an ARC grant in July of 2021 for $442,105. The man who is the person that will make this happen, the person who has led the flood proofing efforts throughout eastern Kentucky over the last 40 years, a man who is who has been serving the 5th Congressional District since 1981, a man who's been elected to 21 consecutive terms in the United States House of Representatives, a man who's the longest serving Kentucky Republican ever elected to federal office, and a man who has done more than any other person that I know to promote economic development, job creation, to fight the drug pandemic epidemic that has devastated eastern Kentucky, and who has worked so hard to clean up our environment. The man who is responsible for the creation of Eastern Kentucky Pride, Operation Unite, the Southeast Kentucky Economic Development Project, and the Center for Rural Development in SOAR. Our congressman who has chaired the House Appropriations Committee from 2011 to 2016, and with more than 30 years of experience on the Appropriations Committee, he has served on 8 different subcommittees, including leadership roles as chairman and ranking member of 3. And in 2003, our Congressman Hal Rogers was tapped to lead the subcommittee on Homeland Security. Congressman Rogers is uniquely positioned, and he is uniquely qualified to make this project happen, just like he has for so many projects across southeastern Kentucky. Without further ado, let me introduce the Dean of Kentucky's congressional delegation and my friend, Congressman Hal Rogers.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And my friend Judge Ray, thank you nicely for that nice introduction. Thank you very much. Not always introduced in such a nice way. When I first got elected, we were doing town meetings across my district, and we would have a local person introduce me. And one lady that was to be on the program to introduce me called my office to find out what to say. And the office said, "Be brief. We're on a really tight schedule. We don't have much time. Just whatever you say, keep it short." And besides that, this county's next door to Hal's home county, so people already know him. You don't need to say too much. So the time came. And here's how those instructions came out. She said, "I'm very pleased to present to you Hal Rogers. You all know him, so the less said, the better." Well, it's wonderful to be in Pike County again. I spend a lot of time here. Number one, because you're so nice to me. And secondly, because we've got such problems that we need each other's help. So thank you for welcoming me again to your great county. Before I talk about the project, there's something much more important that I want to bring up, and that's the Boy Scouts that are here. A very special group from Troop 147 who are with us today. They're on a mission to earn Eagle Scout status in the future, and we want to wish them the very best. But joining us today, we have Sawyer Cornett. Stand up, Sawyer. Welcome. Jonathan will be attending the University of Louisville to pursue a career in aviation, and we wish him the very best. And Daniel Heffen, the Assistant Scoutmaster, thank you for your service. And I think you've got some Boy Scouting in your background, do you not? Tell us about it. Wow. Well, congratulations. And thanks for being here this morning and bringing these with you. Thank you. Did I introduce all of them? All right. Congratulations, young man. Thank you. Can we hear it for these scouts? The real reason we're here today is for the future of these young rising leaders like them and their families. We're here to put a plan in place to protect all the families and businesses in Coal Run for years to come. Flood protection has always been one of my main, if not my main, goals in life. When I first got elected 40 years ago, as Ray has said, I lived on near the Cumberland River. The district at that time only included the Cumberland as the main river. But it flooded every year. People's churches, their homes, their family Bibles, the family pictures and the like were all thrown out in trash. And that was almost routine. You heard the years from Ray that we had devastating floods. Well, I told the Corps of Engineers when I first got elected, I want you to take me on a helicopter and we're going to fly the length of the Cumberland River. And you're going to point out to me what you could do if you had the money to stop flooding of people's homes. And we started out up in Harlan. And we went all the way down the river to the Cumberland Falls. And we spotted out along those towns where a flood wall might work, or a levee, or a cut through, or what have you. And we got the money over, well, we're still doing it. I mean, we're not through yet. We're still working on the flood wall in the town of Cumberland. But just about the time that we finally got the towns along the Cumberland protected, the state legislature met to redistrict our statewide districts, and they gave me all of eastern Kentucky. Well, that meant 3 new rivers. And so we've been working with you since that time, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. We started working on the Licking and the Big Sandy and the Kentucky, and we're still trying to finalize out the Cumberland River projects. But it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to you. But that's the reason we're here. Over the years, we made our way along the Cumberland, and now we've got these extras, the Levice Fork and Tug Forks, and so forth. We've built flood walls, we've raised levees, we've drilled tunnels, built bridges across the region, rerouted the Cumberland River in Harlan County, and the Pikeville Cut-Through was one of the largest civil engineering projects in the Western Hemisphere, so we know firsthand nothing is impossible. I'm so proud to see how much progress we've made over the years. Countless families and businesses across southern and eastern Kentucky can now rest better knowing they're safe from flooding when severe storms come. And I want to thank the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for their steady work across the region over these years. I'm lucky enough in my district to have 3 of the Corps of Engineers districts, or a portion of them. We have Huntington, Nashville, and Louisville. And all of them are dedicated to serving the public and doing projects like you're seeing here and the ones that we've done in my district over the years. That's why I was proud to support $17.9 million in federal funding for the Corps of Engineers to focus on this comprehensive Coal Run Village flood proofing project, protecting local schools, homes, and businesses. But I want to encourage you to be patient during the process. We have a long way to go. This will not go quickly. It's just the way things have to be done. And the Corps has to do the proper procedures. The Corps has started design work for a proposed flood wall for Coal Run Village, and a lot more money will be needed as we proceed through each phase of this monumental project. When our communities are safe from flooding, we can focus on creating jobs, building roads, expanding broadband, and the like. And Coal Run is surrounded by a wealth of opportunities and for growth. In fact, just up the road, infrastructure work for the new Wolf Pit Industrial Park is on the fast track. We helped secure federal funding to ensure the county's industrial park is ready for business. Pikeville Medical Center and the University of Pikeville are booming, and that drives up business and development in Coal Run. So rest assured, our best days are ahead of us, but it's going to go slow. So be patient and realize the expertise that we are bringing to this cause. In fact, I'm going to introduce now the head of the Corps, and we've had a long working relationship with the Corps. These are honorable people. These are military people, of course, and they love the work that they do. And together, along with them, we've accomplished some critical, life-saving flood control projects across eastern Kentucky, investing nearly $800 million in our region for these projects over the last 40 years. Last month, Colonel Jayson Putnam was named the new commander of the Huntington District, and we're thrilled to have him here with us today. He will be in charge of this project, and the Huntington office of the Corps has been helpful in eastern Kentucky to no end. So we're lucky to have these qualified people doing this hard work for us. So let's give Colonel Putnam a big-time eastern Kentucky welcome.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Congressman Rogers. Thank you for that introduction. Judge Executive Jones, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As already stated, my name's Jayson Putnam. I'm the new commander of the Huntington District. I'm so new, this is actually my first speech that I've done in the job. So I'll try to be brief, sir, as you mentioned. Again, I come from Huntington District that has a reputation of thriving team of nationally respected, values-driven professionals who work together to pioneer solutions for our nation's toughest challenges. And as the nation's engineer, we tackle a lot of unique problems, but protecting the public is our top priority, including here in Pike County, Kentucky. In the 1930s, the Corps was asked to reduce flood damage as much as possible. So we built a series of dams to hold back water, and we built flood walls to protect towns from high water. It's a never-ending fight, and it continues today. As stated earlier, Section 202 of the Energy and Water Development Appropriations Act in '81 came about as a result of the flood in 1977, which happened on the Leviza and Tug Forks of the Big Sandy River. The program implements flood risk management measures for areas and individual homes and businesses to mitigate the risk of similar impacts caused by the '77 flood and that long list of successive ones that you read. Focus here is on the danger of flooding on the Leviza Fork of the Big Sandy River. Residents here know all too well how devastating that can be. It has been estimated the '77 flood caused over $100 million in damages within Pike County. So our goal is to minimize the impacts of similar future events by using the flood of '77 as the benchmark. As always, to tackle a massive job like this, the first step is to put together a team to work towards a solution. The Corps of Engineers has taken great pride in partnering with congressional leadership, the Pike County Fiscal Court, other local governments, residents, businesses, and public facilities within Pike County to implement the program. We also appreciate the partnership with the Kentucky Department for Local Government, who has provided local Kentucky communities with financial assistance to help implement this program. The entire Pike-Levisa program includes both structural and non-structural measures, as mentioned, along the Levisa Fork system. Structural measures include proposed flood walls such as in Coal Run Village, which is currently being developed by our design team. Non-structural measures include the flood-proofing acquisitions and relocations of nearly 2,000 residential, commercial, and public facilities. The non-structural program, as mentioned, is voluntary. With a renewed focus on this 202 program, the Huntington District has received money since fiscal year 2019 to complete an economic and environmental update to the project and begin implementation. Now that we've officially entered into this new partnership with Pike County, our first step will be to design and construct the Coal Run Village Flood Risk Management Project, which includes a flood wall, gate closures, and a pump station. The employees of the Huntington District are always excited to work with our local communities to complete projects which improve the quality of life and provide great value here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. In closing, I want to thank our congressional members for their wisdom in funding this type of project, and local leaders for their partnership and commitment to this same project. But I also do not want to overlook thanking the local teams who make all of this come together, as well as the local community for their continued support in this endeavor. It's been a true privilege to be here today to join you in celebrating our accomplishments as a team and ongoing work that will soon begin. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this ceremony. Thank you.
I want to just take 1 second to thank all of the employees of the Corps of Engineers because, we had Colonel Evers here before and now Colonel Putnam. We've had a great working relationship with Mr. Nelson, and if you look back at what we've done just at Fish Trap Lake, working on the cleanup, we've had a great line of communication, and they've been it's been an absolute pleasure to work with the Corps on this flood-proofing project, and we want to thank all of the folks at the Corps. Now, I have the privilege of introducing Mayor Andrew Scott, the mayor of Coal Run. Mayor Scott is the vice chairman of the Kentucky Fire Commission. He is an executive board member of SOAR and the immediate past chairman of the Big Sandy Area Development District. Mayor Scott began serving the residents of Coal Run in 2010 as commissioner prior to being elected as mayor in 2014. Mayor Scott resides in Coal Run with his wife Connie and sons Caleb and Logan. And let me say, we have entered the Pike County Fiscal Court and the city of Coal Run Village have entered into an interlocal agreement by which we will be able to share in any net profit taxes or occupational taxes that are derived from this project. That will be a way to help pay for the ongoing cost and to make sure that the operation of the flood wall, once it is completed, will be done collaboratively between the fiscal court and Coal Run Village. Mayor Scott.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Congressman Rogers and Senator Wheeler and all the representatives and everyone for being here. We are blessed in the city of Coal Run to have such great representation. As I said, these three here standing right next to us are tireless advocates for what we need here in the city of Coal Run. If you actually take a chance and you look at what some of the modeling that the Army Corps of Engineers has done regarding the 77 flood and were another event to occur in Coal Run, much of US 23 that goes through Coal Run will be under about 5 to 6 feet of water. For that reason, I can't imagine the devastation that could occur if it were not possible, if it were impossible to be able to get fire trucks and rescue vehicles through those areas to get people out. This simply is very dangerous. What this project allows us to do is to save lives and to also save property at the same time, but of course lives are more important. Additionally, and Judge Jones has mentioned this several times in the past, additionally, this project funds a lifetime of jobs. When you look at, and again, you're upwards of $1 billion on the whole project, which you may not get to that point. But when you look at the occupational taxes, when you look at the net profits that it brings to both the city and the county, in addition to the jobs that it provides to those who are out of work, it's a tremendous benefit to the residents of our region. for several reasons. And I just can't thank enough the commissioners here on the fiscal court, the judge, our Congressman, Senator McConnell as well, his office, Senator Wheeler, our city commissioners who are here, Commissioner Beverly Osborne and Commissioner Trey Deskins, our representatives I see, I hate to go through the list, but we've got Ashley Tackett Lafferty, Angie Hatton, Norma Kirk McCormick. We've got a lot of friendly faces here who have worked very hard all together with the judge and I to make this happen. So I'm just grateful that we're moving forward with this project. As the Congressman noted, these things do not move quickly, but as they move, the city of Coal Run and the county are ready to work together to make the transition and what comes next as seamless as possible for the residents of Coal Run and the county as well. So thank you very much for having me, and hope everyone has a blessed day.
Before we have the ceremonial signing, we do have a special guest that just came in. We have former House Majority Floor Leader Rocky Atkins, who is the senior advisor to Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. Rocky, welcome. Good seeing you again, and always great to have you here. Now, let's get this show on the road. We really would not be here today again but for Congressman Rogers. And Congressman, we're going to be looking to you for many years to come to make sure that this project is funded. We can't thank you enough for being here today. We're honored to have you here, sir. And again, it's just a treat to have you. All right, let's take care of this important business now.